Good morning, love. I hope you slept well. My name is Beth. I am a life coach. I help you find more joy in your life so you can stop being miserable and start having more fun. Today's question is, are you afraid of change? I sometimes am and sometimes am not. I feel like it just kind of depends. But I am working on trying to be better and less afraid of the changes that I do get scared of. I like a lot of change in certain areas of my life. And like, for example, I was a travel nurse for many years, and I liked that. I liked a different city. I liked a different, going all over the place, meeting new people, and having my workplace change up all the time. I liked that. It was great. I got to explore all kinds of different places. That kind of change, I'm all for that. Like changing a new city, all that, perfect. But the kind of change that I do get a little scared about is kind of changing parts of like who I am that are no longer serving me. And so kind of what I mean by that is like habits that I have. So for example, because my goal is eating healthy. Well, I have some terrible habits around that I've learned growing up and just as I've become an adult. And for some reason, it seems very scary to me to try to change those habits. And they're not helpful, they're not healthy, they're not good habits. Like, for example, I learned when I was really little that you have to clean your plate because they're starving children in Africa. And, all that stuff like that. And, but that's a terrible habit. One, did we ever send the food to Africa? No, we did not. But also, just learning that I have to keep eating even when I'm full is a terrible thing to do. Anyway, so I've stuck with me my whole life, and I still do that. But it's very hard to change that because it's been that way for so long. But I think but my brain doesn't really want to change it because that's what it knows, and it's kind of, scary to change things. So, I've had a thought that is helping me work on stuff like that. And that thought is, because I do want to change. I don't want to keep eating what's on my plate when I'm full, because that's not very healthy and it doesn't do anybody any good. And so I do want to change because I want to feel better in my body. And no matter what the goal is, that's just my specific goal. No matter what the goal is, you may have some kind of hang up about it, and it may seem kind of scary to change, but you still want to. So a thought that I've recently had that I find helpful is, if I want the things in my life to change, I have to change. And that's not like, I know some people, I feel like they get real upset. Like, you always hear about, like, in relationships, when they're like, you just want to change me. Like, it's not that kind of a change. And also, like, you're supposed to grow as a person. You're constantly changing. And, like, changing and growing and all that fun stuff. So, like, that's the thing. And if you don't want to change, absolutely fine. Just nothing's going to be different in your life. So, it just kind of depends. If you're this time changing parts of who you are is only that's only if you want to. And if you want things in your life to change, then clearly you have to change things. So, that's the kind of change I'm talking about, is if there's something in your life that you want to change, then you have to change. Otherwise, I mean, you can't stay exactly the same and expect different results, right? That's not how that stuff works. So, but sometimes I feel like we forget about that. Like, it's not like we do it on purpose. You know, we just have these lists like, oh, I want this new goal. Oh, like, I can totally, it'll just change. It's cool. But you have to, like, actively think about it and actively make that identity shift in order to change those things. So, that's the kind of change I'm talking about, is if you're wanting to. Not trying to force anybody to change. If you want to stay exactly the same, I mean, that's all you. But if you have a goal that you want to to go for, then you have to make some changes. And it's not bad. Like, like for me, me with the, like, not wanting to leave any food on my plate, that's not a bad thing to want to change. But it's just a habit that's been there for a really long time. So I have to work on changing stuff like that and being uncomfortable with changing these things. That's the part, is you don't want to sit in the discomfort of things that you need to do to change. So it's not that change is bad. But anyway, so you can adopt that little thought too if you'd like. That if I want things to change, I need to change. And you can take that to whatever degree that you want. So, anyway, so let me know in the comment if you are afraid of change, which is totally fine. It's just something we have to work through. And if it is something you want to work through and you do need help, just know that I am taking one-on-one life coaching clients. So if that is something you're interested in, please let me know. Send me a message. You can go to my website and sign up for a free consultation with me. And but comment below if you're afraid of change and if you want to do something about that. So anyway, I hope that you have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.